Do you believe that you're paying too much for your college education?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. It should be subsidized by government.
Yes.
Yes, I think it can be a burden on families.
I think the sticker price is way too high.
I think I'm paying way too much for my education.
I think there are a lot of fundamental issues with the way that our money is first of all used, and also the way that our education, or our upper level of education works in this country. If you look at other countries and you look at the way that they deal with people in that country and citizens paying for their college, it's much more sophisticated than the way that we deal with it. These kind of for-profit systems don't really benefit anyone except for contractors who are building, nicer halls, or people who are in the administration. The people that need the education are sort of on the lower totem pole of importance when it comes to the money that is being generated and where that's being allocated. What I really mean by that is I wouldn't mind paying $30,000 to $40,000 a year if I saw $30,000 to $40,000 a year being expressed in my daily life. Unfortunately, I don't. So, yeah, I do think I'm paying too much.
Do you fear that you're going to be in debt once you graduate college?
Yeah, like a little bit, just because, Loyola does cost a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's impossible to not take out loans.
No, I don't think I'll be in debt, but that's because I have a scholarship and my parents help me out some.
Do you fear for your children or children that you already have that they're going to be in debt when they leave college?
Yes, but
some of them.
Yes,
Fear for, not all of them.
Depending on their career choice, I think that's going to be a big factor.
Some of our kids will be fine. Some might have a hard time.
Crazy, you know what I'm saying? Since the early 2000s, tuition rates have more than doubled at all major universities, including Loyola, which in the year 2000 was only about $14,000 a year to attend, but now over $30,000. That's crazy, huh? And where are they subsidizing all this money from? Nowhere. They just give it to you in grants, make-believe money, and then you end up paying the same 10 that you would have paid a decade ago. It's crazy. They're inflating the hell out of prices. Boom.
I'm not necessarily interested in the title or the or the actual physical degree as I'm sort of interested in the things that I'll get to do and experience and learn by getting the degree or by pursuing it. But the degree is kind of secondary, to be honest.
Do you think that the college degree in its current state is slowly declining in value?
I think it depends on what you're majoring in.
Yes and no. Yes, because it's almost like it's a requirement for everybody to get a degree. So it's kind of not as important as it used to be. But I think now that it's becoming a requirement, it's more important.
that way.
Well, in today's society, I feel like it's really impossible to get a job without a degree. And the more degrees, the better. Whereas before, it's you can just get a job without having college experience, and now it's crucial to have it.
I do think that my degree is declining in value because more people are getting bachelor's degrees, and especially in business, where your degree doesn't matter as much as who you know and what you do. And I feel like a lot of the classes are lesser quality than other majors and less crucial to you actually doing well in the business world.
Yeah, I was actually at work. I was just talking to this lady who came in. She was talking about how she has 2 degrees and she still finds it really hard to get a job. And she was upset that it was that way because growing up, for her, she was always told in order to get a job, you needed a degree. But now she's finding that less common.
I think that's hard to say, and I think the idea of it slowly declining, or anything slowly declining, I mean, these are just things that you can't know until they manifest itself in reality. I mean, you can speculate, in 10 years, some X million amount of kids are all going to come out of, equally good colleges with the same business degree. So doesn't that mean that business degrees are going to be worth a little bit less? That might be true, you could say that, but we don't know what's going to be the job market in 10 years for us to be able to weigh it, to weigh that observation against. So you can't really know until it's around you about, you know, what your degree is going to be worth or what going to college is going to be worth until it's actually expressed itself. And I also think going to college for a degree, I think, is a little bit. I think it's self-sabotaging. I think it's missing the point of getting an education altogether. Like, you didn't go to high school. Well, some people did, but you shouldn't go to high school just to get a diploma. You should go to high school to learn so that you can be more prepared for college. And I think college is the place where you learn so you can be more prepared for the things that you want to do in life. But as far as it putting you at any special standing when you get out, or being easier because you have the degree, I think these kinds of ideas miss the point of education.
Do you think that a college degree is necessary in today's society?
Hell no.
No, absolutely.
Premiumbeat.com.
Do you think that the money that you're using to spend on your tuition is efficiently being used to further your education?
No.
Do you think that you're getting your money's worth here at Loyola?
I don't know.
I don't think like necessary or helpful or things like that. I think those kinds of words can kind of be a little bit misleading. I do think it's necessary if you're trying to get a specialized job, like if you want to be a doctor, obviously, or an accountant, or things like that. You have to get a college degree and you have to be trained in those things. But I think even for people who are interested in business or tech, or a lot of the entrepreneurial sectors in our economy, I think college can be helpful, and I think it can be necessary if you need to learn some basic things. But it is, I don't think, necessarily a deal breaker if you don't get a college education. I think it'll be a little bit harder because that's what most people expect that you have. But I think experience will always trump, book learn knowledge, as it always has. So I think as we see what happens when our generation enters the job market, we'll be able to answer that question a little bit better. But like I said before, it's kind of impossible to know until it's time to show it. So.
Do you think that there is a stigma against those who choose not to attend a traditional university, like maybe a community college or a technical institute, or even those who don't attend college altogether?
I think even those people would be a little bit less concerned with the stigma and more concerned with what would they be getting out of not going to college or using alternative paths than a 4-year college. I think for people that may not necessarily know what 4 years is going to look like in the future, yeah, there's probably a stigma because those people are already assuming that since they're going to a 4-year college, that their 4-year future is going to look better. But as we already discussed, that's not, no one knows.
Do you think that there's any solution to reduce the cost of university?
Yeah, I think a couple of things can happen. I think for one, there has to be a major shift in the way that our government spends their money. So a lot of countries will have government grants and things that will help them keep their college together, and will basically replace what you would normally need, like in this country, from the actual people who are going through their tuition. You'll have the government actually sort of taking the bill on that. So I think that should happen. I think also colleges, not all colleges, but there are a lot of colleges that have sort of gotten into the for-profit modality of functioning, where they'll build really nice lavish residence halls and have really nice cool features and things in their school, and then that will be their justification for charging you $45,000 a year or whatever it is. I think that kind of thinking, and I think that kind of positioning just in general should be scrapped. I think the things that should be, now I'm not saying we should live in barracks and not have nice things, but I think the majority of our money should be going to the academic aspects of the school, and I think schools, like for example McGill in Canada, which is 16 grand a year, and has one of the best facilities and best faculties and just best everything's, and for any university in North America, there is obviously something that those schools, aside from getting government money, are doing that American universities are not doing. And I think it would be good for us to look at other models from other countries and see how they're dealing with their education system. Because there are just certain things that shouldn't be capitalized on. There are certain things that shouldn't be for profit, and I think education is one of them.